This feature is what's called Generate Plan. So this takes an entire plan and creates it for you based on what you already have in there. So it'll merge your scans automatically, it'll automatically merge your atlas to your MRI, it'll add a trajectory, it'll add, your targets and your entries, it'll adjust them based on whatever you need. So we're going to go through and I'll just demonstrate that to you since you already know how to generate a plan on your own. Now this asks, do you want to make sure that you want to do this? You say yes. And then it'll ask you to select your targets. So I can select a number of different targets, GPI, and you see here all the large list of targets you can choose, STN and VIM. So for teaching sakes, we'll just choose the STN. And right here you have left, right, and right, so bilateral. And you see that represented here in your 1 and 0 column on your left and right. So I'll do a bilateral STN plan. And granted, this does take a long time as it merges the atlas in as well if you choose to do so. And that by itself can take a few minutes, so give it some time to load. Again, here's the atlas. I'm going to choose yes just for teaching sake, and we'll let it go. Okay, now that your plan has been generated, it brings up a pop-up that says you absolutely must verify that the registration between the images, anchors, ACPC, trajectories, everything is correct before creating the platform. As you can imagine, this is pretty obvious. You'll want to make sure and go through that everything the software did is absolutely exactly the way you want it, and that nothing is wrong, and if it is wrong, you want to adjust it so that everything else can move forward from there. So we'll click OK. And as you would imagine, if you had more than one scan in here, you could check your register. So we'll actually check the atlas, clicking on that, and it'll bring us in here, and we can just check how the atlas looks. So here's our atlas scan, here's our T1 scan, and we'll check how the atlas merged everything. And actually it looks like it did really well. That's good news. Again, I'm just doing this quickly because I already showed it to you in an earlier video. Checking a couple different slices here. Yeah, everything looks great. So once you're happy about that, you can move on to your patient anatomy, verify that your AC and your PC are correct. So it looks like our AC is good. Quick view. Looks like our PC could use a bit of adjusting, so I'll put it right here. Change our MP a little bit. Done, and then what we can do is verify our trajectories. So I can right click on modify here, or if I just want to look at my entry point, or if I just want to look at my target, I can do that as well. Now these annotations here, easy to get rid of. Uncheck the annotations box, boom. Now you can look directly at your target. You can zoom way in, look at what you're doing. You can go over to the atlas here. You can select your thalamus or your STN. And here you can see your target, according to the atlas, comes in a little bit high. So some people might want to move their target down here, adjust their trajectory. Again, that's up to you and the surgeon. I highly recommend going through all this all over again. And then once you're happy with that, you're basically done. You can save your file and pack your plan, save it wherever you want. And then once you have your CT, since this is a StarFix, you'll want to implant your fiducials and do the CT scan. You'll load file, load your primary CT in. Since we've already done the CT, I'll just load it in here. Now that you've got your CT loaded, you can name it whatever you want. Click OK, and the software will immediately ask you to register it now, or you can do it later. I'm not going to do it right now as we've already gone through these steps. You know what to do. Obviously, one of the things you'll have to do before creating a StarFix platform is finding the fiducials. So you'll want to put the CT on as the main scan, and then search for anchors like we always do, 5 millimeters, and go from there. Once you've got those, merge your two scans together and create your bilateral star fixed platform down here. Make sure all of your anchors and trajectories are assigned. Then you'll verify your platform. And once that's good to go, you can pack your file on top of the old pack, or you can save it in a new one and upload your production file to FHC, and you'll be good to go. Since I've already covered all of those other steps, I'm not going to go over them again. If you'd like to review how to do a plan, you can refer back to all of the other previous videos.